What's happening, people? We are back. Flashback to the Fitteds, and we've made it to episode 9. So someone likes what I'm doing, so we'll carry on for a bit longer. And as you can see, we've brought the energy today. Western, co-host of the Views from the Vault, Viking fan, 08 IO Buckeyes.
Yes, sir.
Western Caps. How are we?
Dude, phenomenal. You know, I always love Saturdays, the times where I can just re-energize after long weeks of work, good work put onto the show, X, Y, and Z. So yeah, the energy, and I just drank a bit of caffeine before I went on the show, so the energy might be just a little bit up there. You know what I mean?
listen, that's what we like. We like to bring the energy on a Saturday. Well, actually, it's Saturday when we're recording this, but it'll actually be Tuesday, so we'll be getting some energy from the weekend into Tuesday's episode, which is what we like.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a bit different for you, isn't it? Usually you're talking about upcoming stuff and what's dropping. Well, this time we're going back in time, Western, which is always good. So you know how the show works. I'm no deep diving interviewer. This is literally simple. Just we chat, we talk, shoot the breeze, as they say, shoot the breeze. And that. So I just get straight to it. Big West, collecting fitteds. How did that come about for you?
So it wasn't just strictly fitted. So I've always been into hats since I was in, I'd say, middle school. So the first hat that I ever purchased, it was a Adidas snapback. Back when the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota used to have a Champs store called Champs Just Hats. It was the Portland Trailblazers 2013 draft hat, the same one that CJ McCollum wore when he was picked at 10th overall, I believe. And then that got me addicted, like right off the bat. So then I was collecting all sorts of hats, but like the very first fitted that I ever bought was the 2014 NFL draft hat, which in the first round, they selected Anthony Barr, and then they traded with Seattle to take Teddy Bridgewater at number 32. So that was the first fitted I ever bought. So I collected fitteds here and there, but, you know, being a kid who was in middle school and high school who didn't really have a lot of cash, and whenever I got cash, I was really stupid with them. Like, hey, snapbacks, like they're cheaper than fitteds, and eBay had so many that were like $15, $20. So I was always snagging those, but I definitely would grab a fitted from time to time if the price was right. But then a few years ago when I was living in Florida, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, I started noticing how, like in terms of new era fitteds, that how the creativity is more off the charts than your typical snapback. Like there's so many different colorways for all different logos, especially when I found what minor league baseball and like their fun logos and how New Era had a lot of creativity with those. That's when the snapbacks just fade away from me, and I strictly became a fitted collector. So a bunch of my old snapbacks that I've had since I was like younger, I kind of got rid of most of those. Some of them I still have for just collective purposes. Like I have an old school Arizona Coyotes with like the Howling Coyote logo, like somewhere in my closet. But yeah, most of them I was like, yeah, I'm not going to wear these ever again. So I might as well pass them off to someone who actually will take care of them.
2014 draft hat, is that the one that had the city undervisor?
No, that was 2015. So, I mean, spoiler alert, it is going to be one of my crowns. So I'll show off what it looks like.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Because I was going to say, the one with the, I've got the Giants one, the one with the.
Yeah, I remember because he was showing that off because Jason had the San Francisco one as Weeper, and you're like, I got the Giants one somewhere.
Yeah, and I found it. Yeah, it's like, to be honest, they weren't the best. I think that was one of them that you just, oh yeah, we'll get that, and then you'll agree over time your taste will change, and you look at some of your hats and you'll be like, fuck did I buy that for, man?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't. Nah, I don't know why I bought that.
Yeah.
So how long would you say you've been solid fitted collector, deep into the fitteds?
I would say just about the last 4 years. I'd say, man, and that was before I really found out how deep the community was in terms of stores. I mean, growing up, I always thought it was lids and the occasional pro image I'd come across. And right before I was here, so I used to be a huge vinyl record collector. And my vinyls, I would only collect like hip hop. So I was in the hip hop community for a minute, and I don't really collect that anymore at all. I still keep in touch with a lot of great people. I mean, like some guys like Plastic Disc was a good friend of mine. Neb, he's actually the reason how I found out about this fitted community, because he actually sent me the link to Hat Crawler, and I was scrolling his page and I was like, wait, you mean to tell me like there's all these different kinds of hats, all these different kinds of stores? And then right when Pierre was just starting at Top Store USA, that's when Hat Crawler would repost stories like there's more minor league heat going to be previewed on Views from the Vault. So that's how I discovered the channel. That's how I discovered like Pierre, Leon, Jason, Snap when they were on the show, and then other people like Mexi. And then one day I decided I'm going to start my own Instagram for fitteds. And that's how Weston's Caps 15 came into play. And then little do you know, my personal, which had my vinyl collection, then all of a sudden my Caps page rose and rose. And now I use this page way more than my other one. Yep.
It's crazy, isn't it, how it works? Like sometimes the amount of people that just get into it, a few hats, and then they find out about the community, and it's just opened up another just level of depth to everything. Because everyone just looks at it, oh, that's a hat, wow, that's a Woo Sox hat, but there's something behind that. There's the design behind that, and then you start delving into stuff like that. Before you know it, you're 2,000 deep, and you just live, sleep, breathe fitted. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I just surpassed the 400 mark. So yeah, I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there.
Close to that half century. That'll come 500, and then before you know it, you'll be creeping up on that 1,000 mark, and then you'll be like, I need more boxes, storage. That's the biggest thing. Like I have massive problems with just room, and just like where I am now. Before every show, I literally have to spend 20 minutes moving piles of hats and that, so I can set this up. So I've got the background. Then when I've finished, I'll come and put it all back. It's crazy, man. It's all for the love of it. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So I know some of these, but obviously the people out there don't. Your teams across the big leagues. You can include your college and your minor leagues if you want. Who are your teams, Weston?
All right, so the first team I ever fell in love with, NFL-wise, we got the Minnesota Vikings. I fell in love with them because of one man, and that was Adrian Peterson. I mean, one of the most special running backs that we've ever seen. I mean, he was the main reason why I became a Vikings fan, but at the same time, I mean, you can like the team because of a player, but I'm also the guy where it's like, if you pick a team, you have to stick with them. So I watched AP from his rookie year all the way until his final year when he only played 3 games because of some meniscus tear, and then he ended up going to New Orleans. But it's like, no, I've been purple and gold since literally the start of this. So, no, I'm not stopping, even though it's painful. So, yeah, Minnesota for NFL. You can see below Minnesota, we got the Ohio State University. Kind of just stumbled upon them by playing a bunch of old NCAA video games, and that's a team I always chose to play as. So I kind of just figured, yeah, I would root for them in real life. So, yeah. And then a lot of people know me, but I, for some odd reason, chose the Toronto Maple Leafs to be my NHL team. Just more pain and misery, you know. I honestly don't remember why I started liking the Maple Leafs. I think Matt Sundin had something to do with it, and I loved watching him and playing him in the old video games. So then I stuck with that team. NBA. So there was a point in time where I lived in Washington State before I moved back to North Dakota. And when I was a little kid, I think it was first grade or second grade. Yeah. The Sonics were still a thing. So everyone was either a Sonics fan or a Blazers fan. And it was kind of like you had to choose one or the other. And hey, red was one of my favorite colors. So that's why I sided with Portland. So I saw the days of like Brandon Roy, who, if you don't know, Brandon Roy was a killer back in the day. Oh my God, I miss him. If only he remained healthy throughout his career. I saw him, LaMarcus Aldridge, Greg Oden, Rudy Fernandez, Nick Batum, Wesley Matthews, Joey Perzabilla, and just so many, Steve Blake. Yeah, I stuck with Portland. I watched them for a long time. Of course, everyone knows I don't watch the NBA like I used to, but I used to religiously, like I would stay up and watch the Blazers if they were ever on like ESPN, TNT. the NBA channel. Is it League Channel? I don't know what it was called, but yeah, I would stay up to like midnight watching these games, like growing up in middle school, high school. Yeah, I mean, it's my love for it kind of faded, but if it gets better, I'm still a Portland guy for life.
Yeah.
And then the last one, I mean, you can see the pennant below. So spring football, DC Defenders. Why did I choose DC Defenders? Everyone thinks I'm a bandwagon, but no, I started in 2020 when I was living on my own for the first time in my life. They brought back the XFL before the pandemic hit. And when they announced the teams and the rosters, I saw Cardell Jones, who was the quarterback that won the national championship for Ohio State in 2014. He was going to be the starter for DC. I said, all right, that's my team because that's my guy. Was he good? Not in the XFL. No, he had like a 4-9 touchdown interception ratio. But I said, hey, I'm sticking with this team, just like my love for the Vikings and how that became. So then the XFL faded because of the COVID, and then came back in 23, and they announced the teams like, yes, some are going to stay, some are going to go. I saw DC was on the teams list, and I said, all right, I'm a Defenders fan. I'm sticking with it, just like I said 3 years ago. And lo and behold, currently, I am a defending champion. So
yeah. All right, listen, good choice. Good choice then.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy you went for the Maple Leafs. I would have thought, obviously, being a Vikings fan, you might have gone for the Wild.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I'm being honest, it's probably a good thing I'm not a fan of like two Minnesota sports teams because it seems like at least for the men's sports, every single team is going to bring you pain. I mean, the Timberwolves were terrible for the longest time. The Twins, everyone's in flames right now. And the Wild, I mean, they haven't won a playoff series since 2014. So, I mean, they did get Quinn Hughes, so maybe it's going to change. But, yeah, but Toronto, I think it was more painful. So, yeah, maybe I should have been a Wild fan. But,
yeah. So, I asked this question, right, because obviously I've had you on now, I've had Leon on, and I've had Doug on, right? So, Doug was obviously he said LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. I asked Leon. Yeah. Leon said MJ. You're the decider on this one, Weston. I think I know what you're going to say, but go on.
Well, for those who take a look at my stories very closely, you know my answer is going to be Michael Jordan. I mean, I've been saying this for the longest time, and this isn't just a new thing for me, but for years I've been telling people, like, there's no way LeBron James will ever pass Michael Jordan. There's just absolutely no way. The killer mentality that Jordan had compared to LeBron, where LeBron's more of a passive player. He's a better defender, because I always ask people, like, so what's the most important thing in basketball? Because they always tell me, oh, but the assists, oh, but this. I'm like, okay, so what's more important, rebounds or cherry-picked rebounds or assists, or offense and defense? Because the main purpose of basketball is to score points to prevent your team from scoring. And Jordan was like a mastermind at both of those. I mean, defensive player of the year. I'm just saying, man. And in a era that contained amazing defenders, like he won that over Hakeem Olajuwon. And Hakeem is one of my favorite players of all time. That dude's a dog, man.
Yeah, I said he's in my top 5 of greatest of all time. Olajuwon, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you reckon LeBron's that people compare it conversation-wise because he's had 20 seasons, so his stats are somewhat. He's got a lot of stats because of the longevity. But if you put it to what Jordan did in that period of time, LeBron was never on that track in that period of time to do that, was he?
Well, and people need to understand. So the game, and I've been saying this for the longest time, and this is why I just like physical. Exactly. It's way too soft. I mean, was it Desmond Bain who tweeted saying that they don't pay us to play defense? I mean, it's pretty evident. And on top of that, how many full 82 game seasons has LeBron played? Michael Jordan, I think, has had like 9 or 10 seasons where he's played all 82 games. I mean, LeBron, I think, was the forefront and why people are into this load management business. Now they're only playing like 60 games in the regular season and taking games off on purpose to like rest their bodies. And I'm like, oh yeah, no wonder why he's lasted longer. He doesn't play nearly as much in the regular season. Oh, but he has these points. Yeah, but here's the thing. If you take LeBron's career and Jordan's career, end them at the same time, I believe Jordan still leads LeBron by like 2,000 or 3,000 points. And then another statistic was like, oh, hey, congrats, LeBron finally passed Michael Jordan. And all it took was, I think, like 868 more free throws, 3,603 more three-pointers, 150 more games. Yeah, I mean, you got to add context to these things with all these LeBron stands. Like once you add the context in, it's over. It's over because they got nothing.
And then also, you got to look at it as well. Michael Jordan. You say Michael Jordan, he's everyone knows who Michael Jordan is. And people know who Michael Jordan is that have never watched basketball. They know him because of maybe the sneakers or golf or gambling or something. They know something of him. Yeah, LeBron is LeBron. He's a basketball player, isn't he? That he's not pop culture. He's not part of everyday life. You know what I mean? And Jordan's done that from being that good at basketball. Like literally. Like so I'm with you, Jordan. I like LeBron, but my favourite player of all time, Shaq.
Oh,
I used to love
heck yeah, dude.
I used to love watching Shaq, Orlando Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. What a player. And I used to like John Starks as well. John Starks was one of my favourites.
Underrated. Very, very underrated.
Yeah, he don't get enough credit for how good he was.
Yeah, for me, I always just like the most like obscure players that you never think I would be a fan of. So like growing up, I mean, yes, I did love people in my Blazers. I loved Roy. I loved Lillard, still do. I had an affinity for Yusuf Nurkic at one point when he was traded to Portland, and the immediate impact he made as a big man, like he single-handedly brought the Blazers life. And it's a shame how far off his play has been since he destroyed his leg against the Nets in 2019. I think that's what ultimately destroyed his career. But then like other players, I loved Jamal Crawford. I once had a Jamal Crawford t-shirt. I'm talking Clippers Jamal Crawford. I loved Joe Johnson, ISO Joe. I don't know why. I just cling on these weird, obscure players. You know what I mean? I don't really do that nowadays. I can't even name you like more than 10.
Because I don't think the difference in the NBA, you haven't got all these different characters and that, like, whereas before, you'd have all these different characters. Like Jeremy Lin. I used to love Jeremy Lin. Like Lin Sanity for the Knicks.
Yep.
Not necessarily the greatest player, but he was just. I used to enjoy him. He's very good.
Oh, he was the greatest player for a month.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the story of the Knicks, eh? Jesus. Hopefully this year. Come on, this year, Western. No, they fell off. I think they're too inconsistent in the minute. They'll win a few, lose a few. No good. I think who do you reckon will win the East? Who do you reckon's the strongest in the East in the minute?
For the NBA, I mean, from the little that I see, all the box score watching, all the highlights, X, Y, and Z. I mean, Detroit's looking to be like the strongest team in the East at this point in time. I mean, they're physical on defense, which is what I love. Their offensive game plan is amazing. I am happy for Cade Cunningham, though. I mean, that guy was going through pain and suffering for the longest time on that franchise, and now he's finding some success and potentially a deep run. So, I mean, my Blazers, they're doing better than usual because, Chauncey's useless self is in jail, and hopefully, I mean, they still haven't fired him. I don't know why. But once he's finally away from this franchise for good, and we're back to playing tournament status. Once Portland's out, I might be a Pistons fan this playoff season.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Good shout. Right, let's get down to business then, Weston.
Yep.
That's what we're here for. I'll get my little banner up. Crown one. Let's see what you've brought to the party.
Okay, so I mentioned everyone. The first fitted that I ever bought, and I had to dig this out of my closet. This is the first fitted ever. The 2014 NFL draft hat. And look at that. There's a button violation on here, but it had this weird, like, reflective brim with some patterns. I think the reflectiveness of this is just gone from how old this is. I mean, we took a look at the UV.
3M material. So when you take a picture of that with a flash, that it all lights up. Yeah, it's 3M.
Yeah, you can just see how old it, like how beat up this UV is. And in order to see how old, I mean, of course, I don't curve my brim, but I'm a 7 5/8. This was a 7 3/8. I mean, you can see the little sweatband right here. So, yep, back good old middle school days. And then you have the little pattern on the inside too. That like, and the NFL shield just repeating on that inside panel.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first fitted that I ever bought, I wore the absolute crap out of this thing. I mean, this thing's like grayish. You can just see how like it's got like age dust on it. Essentially,
hold it up like that again with all the dust. Look, I'll do the same, Weston. Look, look at all the dust, and that's how long they sit there. Look at that, eh? Two failing teams. How do we feel?
Well,
you know.
Actually, I'm going to call this the reason why Daniel Jones got paid mashup.
Yeah. Now listen, but that's your history. That's your hat history. That's the start of. Well, this is what led you here today, Weston. That is the start. Absolutely. That led you all to this point. You know.
Yeah.
What do you think of draft hats in general? Like, do you think is there ever been a good draft hat?
I mean, some of them I don't mind. I just wish for a lot of draft hats that they would give them more gray and green UVs, and because nowadays, like at least this one is like it's not like a tonal under visor, even though it's different material. I feel like if this had like a reflective button, this could have been a pretty cool winner, you know, with a purple UV. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if I can think of one draft hat that I would like actually wear. In fact, no, actually, I think the closest one. And I mean, I know they drafted our quarterback with this one, but this was the 2024 when like they gave a lot of teams the graphite with this outline. But the thing I liked is like they gave every team like the exclusive looking patch that I think like my fitteds use the Niners one all the time. So I would love to see a custom with this patch, considering that the patches are very limited in the system that you can use. But this gives like a gray UV, so it's not like tonal out looking. So I feel like if we can go into a direction like this, it'd be better. Unfortunately, they did draft JJ McCarthy with this, so I mean,
yeah, that side patch, you know, that side patch. It seems to me they were quite clever in that. So that sail looks a lot like the Minnesota Twins alternative M. You know what I mean? Like they've took like the top bit could be the star above it, and that it's very it does look quite. They've kept it Minnesota looking like that's how I see it. Anyway, it's quite clever. I like it.
I wonder what the Giants one.
I've never seen that.
Did you? You didn't get the Giants one from 2024?
No, I think the last. I haven't bought a draft hat for a long time. I don't know. I think the last one I got maybe 2019. I don't think. Because like you say, I don't like them, to be honest. I don't think they're necessarily. I think they try too hard sometimes. They should just keep it simple. Just. Give it like maybe use an alternate. I think they should all be scripts, and like you say, use maybe a new side patch that you don't usually see. Just keep it team colours, like we said, with a grey or green under. Just keep it nice, clean. I think sometimes they try and do a bit too much, and I think that. I remember the one that had like the weird stripe down the side, like the team colour stripe.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like too much.
I think that they're trying to make that like a jersey, like a shoulder bit of the jersey or something. I don't know what that was meant to be. It was
Yeah. And I mean, just keep threads on here. Like enough of this like silicone material. It looks really cheap to me. Like I would just stick with classic threading, you know, for all these draft hats instead of like something that looks like steamed on with like a freaking iron from Dollar Tree.
There's literally nothing worse than the iron-on patches or the fake looking metal. It's like a plastic. I remember they did that with this Derek Jeter, the 2020 Hall of Fame, because I think it was COVID or whatever. They couldn't, so it was it's just like a plastic. Oh, it's so bad. It just
I think I somewhere in here. I don't remember which box it was, but I actually did buy an Orlando Magic fitted one time when I first moved to Florida from Lids, like that metal that feels plastic. I know what you're talking about. They had it on sale for $5, so that's kind of why I bought it. But I mean, $5
Can't
is
moan for
$5.
$5. Can't moan for $5.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was just sitting there with my thoughts. I'm like, you know what, for $5, why not?
It is what it is. Yeah. Right, Weston. Crown 2.
All right. So everyone knows I love minor league logos, and that's kind of what boosted my love for a lot of these stores, especially at a time like before NHL came back, because minor league was the biggest thing. You know, Topper Store USA was just, I mean, Pierre was killing it with minor league every single day, not just Mondays, but days throughout the week. The amount of exclusives he had, like in-store exclusives for minor league. If you're a Vault member, you get first dibs on this, and it can get sold out there too. But the one hat that really started it all for me on that front. So right before I moved here to North Carolina, I had to go to Montgomery for like a 2-week training course. And I was friends with a few of the guys and a few of the girls there. And we all decided to go to a Montgomery Biscuits game. And I went to the team store, and I ended up grabbing this on-field, and yep, this is definitely an on-field. I mean, some people, you got to go back to your starting grounds, with the Black Nasty. You can see like where the tag was right there. Yeah, I wore this hat a lot when I first got it. I mean, I loved this Gumpy logo, honoring tribute to the Forrest Gump, because Gump was in Alabama, but I just loved, like the brim, and yep, look at this, another button violation. The more that you know. But yeah, this was kind of one of the logos that started all in my craze for minor league. And that's when I went on a tear trying to get different logos. And that's why I saw all these stores with all these different teams, especially Topper Store. And I started grabbing this one and all these crazy colorways. It started out with this Montgomery Biscuits hat right there.
But listen, this might be controversial, but I'm not opposed to a black undervisor. I really don't mind a black undervisor. I don't know why Why the hate of the black undervisor?
I was on that train. In fact, I guess I can pull out another on-field that I grabbed. This is kind of the reason why I don't really wear Black Nasties at all anymore. So oh wait, no, that's the wrong box. What the hell am I doing? All right, sorry, audience.
The caffeine has kicked in.
Yep. It's actually the box above that I'm trying to dig into. So it's in this box right here. Oh, there it is. So, around that same time that summer, me and my wife actually took a trip to go to New Orleans, and I actually had this on field that I bought from the Pensacola Blue Wahoo store. This was their Defenders of the Diamond logo. I mean, this thing is sick. Of course.
That is a good logo, man.
Now, this looks like a clean Black Nasty, but I had to do some heavy clean with this because while we were in New Orleans, it ended up pouring down, and we didn't have a car or anything. We were in the street, so we're literally soaked, trying to like run sidewalk to sidewalk, street to street to get back to our hotel. Of course, like this is the hat that I'm wearing, and it's just completely drenched. After like a half hour of running, we get back to our hotel room. We just pass out because we're exhausted from all the running and all the tourism and all like this things we were doing in New Orleans. And then I woke up, and this entire undervisor had like gray marks everywhere, and mold was starting to grow. And I said, this is kind of disgusting. I'm not going to lie. And then that's when I found out that they're called Black Nasties, and everyone avoids them because of all the sweat marks and all the weird things. And it's hard to clean it. So yeah, that's kind of why I've avoided wearing a Black Nasty to this day.
Yeah, you think now, like, I don't know why the MLB and that just don't go back to grey undervisors on fields. I think I read somewhere that they might be next season, possibly going to grey. I don't know how true it is.
Minor league last year went back to gray bottoms. So if you buy an on-field from minor league, they're gray bottoms. Because I bought one a few months ago during the New Era Cap Black Friday sale, and I just pre-ordered one that the Rating Fighting Phil's they did like an iced coffees theme. So, and you could see in the picture there was a clear gray UV mark. So I said, yeah, I'll take that too. So we're one step.
Go on.
Obviously, we're one step closer.
Yeah. But I think minor league, that like they are they are some of the best logos, I think, personally. But they're just giving. I like the theme stuff, like the minor league. They have that many different theme nights and stuff like that, and I think like that. I don't. They must get the freedom to be able to do that because you don't really see any. You obviously you have theme nights in the MLB, but there's never any real logo changes, is there? Like, and I think sometimes they should probably. I think that would go down well, like having a theme night.
Yep.
Like they're doing the minor league in the majors. I think that would something different. Like, what do you think to the Savannah Bananas?
I mean, it's great entertainment. I've never been to a Savannah Bananas game, but everyone just goes there for the entertainment. You know, they're doing their little dances, and I guess they're really good at baseball. I got to catch them at some point, but yeah.
I always see them. I see them 50 Cent one, like doing something in a jersey. But again, the logo in that, I like it. It's pretty cool.
Well, the best thing about, so it's not just they're changing their logo, right? They're changing their identity. So going back to Montgomery, because I had to go back there for not just 2 weeks, but 2 whole months. So basically my entire summer of 2024 was basically gone because work had to ship me there. And one night out of the year, they have like Korean, I guess Korean Heritage Night. So the Montgomery Biscuits changed to the Montgomery Kimchi for one game out of the season. So went there. They were like, I'm talking giving away kimchi jerseys. Like I still have mine in my closet, like an actual like on-field looking jersey. Like they were just giving them away to all the fans that were coming in. And then there were a ton of Koreans that were at the event. They were hosting like these food stands where you can take food for free. So I was eating all sorts of Korean corn dogs. I won a giveaway that gave me a whole jar of kimchi, which I took back to my hotel room. And like the uniforms and the hats were amazing. Like it was a great time. So that's one thing I think minor league does better than major league is when they switch logos, like alternate logos, there's a theme to it and the whole park does the theme. There's free food. There's other sorts of fun stuff to do. It's like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, it is a good thing, I think. Like, and I like some of the creativity. Like I think I can't remember who it was. Who was it? I think it was the Rail Riders. They turned into the like Jersey Diners or something like that, and it was like a diner car. It was crazy. It's just some crazy colorways and that. And I remember the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. They turned into the cheesesteaks, and then I remember about 10 years ago, you could get the cheesesteak hat, but then they did one with onions, and that was a big debate. Do you get the one with onions or the one without onions? Like just crazy stuff like that. Or the bacon, they did the bacon strip. Like, get creative, and that's good as a collectors. That's what you want, a bit of variation. We like stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So we're on to big number 3 now, Weston.
All right.
Is it best till last? Is it best till last? Let's have a look.
Oh yeah, I definitely saved the best for last. And this one, out of all the customs that I've worked on so far, like means the most to me for one reason. So how this came about, I was watching a Leon in the Lab episode. I mean, I've been on Views I think 4 times, 2 for the Mail Call Mondays and 2 for This Week in Cap / Keep Your Sleepers Weepers. So me and Leon would chat every now and then, right? I mean, he used to do his little Leon in the Lab episodes where he would like show a pre-recording like him and some of his close buddies, designing hats, like the design session and then the reveal. And I just kind of made a comment of like, man, if I could do something like this would be crazy to me, given the fact that I've been collecting hats all my life. Like my family knows, like I'm always been wearing different hats everywhere. I mean, they don't understand it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like they know it's a part of me. And then Leon just said, all right, Weston, I'll put you down. We're going to have a session. So you have a month. Start planning. What? I told my wife. I told my mom. I told my grandma. I told my best friends. I mean, a lot of these people didn't believe anything that I said. They thought I was just full of garbage. And I said, no. Just you wait. I'm planning. So for a whole month, I was cramming down ideas because I've never like designed before. Like I would make mock-ups, but a lot of it was just kindergarten looking. Like you can tell it was a starting stone, So then we did the design session with Leon. 3 crowns came to life. One of them, which actually ties back to me and my wife and the day that we got married on the Pensacola Beach in Florida. Of course, this Pensacola Blue Wahoos. And the colors, like you have the sky, bird sky blue, candy pecan, brim and button to match like the sand of the beach. It was a beautiful day. It was sunny outside, and that's when I turned my wife into Mrs. Weston per se, you know. But yeah, I also always loved this script, so we did some work, some metallic silver in there, some blue and green to really let the logo pop, and then there's the 10-year anniversary, the nice little sandy baddie on the back. This one has gravy, and it has the white guts as well. But I remember when I saw this hat, because we did the unboxing video, I remember I shed a couple tears. I mean, you could just like hear it in my voice. You could see my facial expression. Like my gratitude towards Leon. Like I'll always be thankful for him and the 3 hats we did, everything that Leon's done for me and our friendship. But yeah, I mean, I remember after the recording, like my wife was just chilling in the bedroom. I think she was getting ready to get up for the day. And I remember walking in and I just handed this to her and I was like, babe, we did it. Like this is us right here. And yeah, it was probably one of the most touching moments of my life. So that's why when I say out of all the fits, it's just me and Logan are Haralse fit. I mean, dude, that is my guy. I mean, we've done so much great work. You can see my wild real tree in the back. That was my first collab with them. But yeah, I love everything that I've done with him, the Fremont Design crew, and I'll always be appreciative of them. But I'm telling you, I mean, just because of the fact that this literally represents like the most important person in my life and the most important, like one of the most important days of our life. Like we're now living together as a happy married couple. That's why like, I tell people this is the most special one out of the ones that I've done. This is number 1 to me.
And take away the sentiment about it. It's a great hat. But
Thank you.
If you look at that hat, perfect. Because well, I do that logo is I feel that logo is one of the most underrated logos, minor league logos. Because you could do so much with that. Like I've got the Topper store, the camo one that looks like Bass Pro Shop. Remember that one? I literally wear that probably once a week. Like it's one of the best like hats, like logos and that. But that's good. So what was that? Was that like a FNF? You just did so many of it, or you just?
Oh no, it was a Leon the Lab release at this was a Pro Image Colorado back in August 2024.
Yeah, nice. I don't know how I missed that, Weston. I'm not happy about that. I'll have to find one.
Yeah, I don't know if there's
one out. Hey, listen, I can find anything, Weston. eBay, trust me. That has gems. We can find gems.
Maybe Leon knows somebody who can dig the warehouses of Pro Image Colorado. Maybe
that's a good shout. That's a good shout. But also back to the thing. I said this to Leon last week, and when we was talking about it. When you do your first hat FNF or store release, when that moment, you'll never get that moment again when you open that box and you see what was in here, there, done. Like that moment, I try and explain it to people that obviously haven't experienced it. It's a strange feeling. Like when I got my A's there, I was just staring at it for 5 minutes. I couldn't, like my brain couldn't compute what I was looking at. And then like, it's just a weird feeling. It's a great feeling though, when you get it done, but you'll never get that feeling again.
I mean, sometimes I get it. I mean, I think I had it twice. So of course with the first 3, cause they came in a box, cause there was, I think it's in this box right here. Oh yeah, it is. So as a Portland Trailblazers fan, and the fact that I mean, this was when Pierre made G League cool for like maybe like a little bit. I had to make this Rip City remix because this is the G League team for the Blazers, and I hooked it to the red Adidas jersey that the Blazers used to wear. So of course, got the remix script and that little like all the metallic red and the pewter and that ball, and then the nice Gatorade League logo with the Kelly Green.
Red or orange? Is it red or orange? Red or orange?
Oh, this is red. This is front door red.
Yeah, because on the camera, I couldn't work out whether it was orange or red. Oh, yeah, I like that.
Got you. Yeah, it's probably because of the lighting and stuff. Yeah, because of the light. But yeah, this is front door red.
Nice.
Off the red jerseys. Yeah, so this was number 2. And then number 3. Sorry, I'm gonna have to keep putting stuff in the boxes where I found them. I'm very I was an OCD when it comes to like how I store my hats. It's like, okay, it's in here in this exact order. The other one was in here. I called this one, and this is the only Major League hat that I've done to this day. Although, hint, hint, I might have some more coming. I called this one the Hometown Twins.
Nice, I like that.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah, I just hooked this to my hometown area. So small town North Dakota. There's a lot of wildlife out there, so that's where like the beef and broccoli colorway comes in. But I chose the Twins because in North Dakota, everyone's a Twins fan by default. It's the closest Major League Baseball team to the state of North Dakota. My best friend was a Twins fan. My cousin, aunt, uncle, like they were all Twins fans. So I thought, I think it's only appropriate to do the Minnesota Twins. And at the time, I loved this script, so had to use it. And then I used the Metrodome patch, kind of tying in my Vikings fandom because, the Vikings played at the Metrodome before it collapsed in 2013. Or not collapsed, but they blew it up and tore it down. Yep, nice baddie. Greeny V. White guts. But yeah, this was the first of 3. So yeah, because that feeling you were talking about, those 3 in that one box, like a bunch of emotions that either I haven't felt in such a long time or I've never felt before, just all came in so rapidly. And I think that's where the tears started shedding. And then it just made me go like, I did no idea I could accomplish something. Like, don't ever let people tell you like your dreams can't come true, because they can. And that was one of the moments where my dream did come true. And then when the Wild came in, right hand. And then when this Wild came in, it kind of like, now there was no tears, but a lot of the same feelings came in. It's like, I can really do this, if I put my mind to it. And, pending, like, I'll show some people my mock-ups, like Doug. Even before we went on the crew, like, we became really great friends. We would show each other stuff all the time. And Doug would be like, okay, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, if I don't like it, I'm not going to like it, as it should be. I've made some work, especially my older stuff, where I look at it after I'm done and I say, I don't like this. And I just trash it and then try again. So if someone tells me they don't like my hat,
you shouldn't trash it. You should just lock it away and go back to it. I've done that so many times. I've done a mock-up and I can't get something right, and I'll look at it. I'm like, and I'll just leave it. And then I'll come back to it 6 months later, fresh mind, and you look at it a bit different. And then you're like, shit, that's what I needed chatting. You change it around, boom, you've got it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a work harder, not smarter thing with me. I don't know what it is, but I'll trash it, but I'll come back to it immediately. So I kind of start back from square one, and then I do it again. And I'm like, you know what? I think that looks a bit better. Although I've gotten better at keeping it and tweaking it. But yeah, back in the day, I would just be kind of like, nah, take a break, and then, okay, let's get back in and try it again. But
yeah.
Nice.
Well, I'll tell you what, Weston, that was a nice little selection there. Some good, meaningful pieces that I like to see. And it's good because I like not seeing the hats before you show them. I see it as well as everyone else. So I enjoy that part of it as well. So, well, now I suppose I've got to show one, haven't I? So
let's see it.
Flashback crown. So we've it's not this one, by the way. I just put this one there because it's Minnesota. But we're gonna capture the flag. We got another capture the flag that I don't even think you've seen this one. I've not shown this one at all. I don't think so. This is. So I used to snowboard. I used to be a big snowboarder. Used to love snowboarding and that. So this is from New Era's 50th anniversary, like a lot of them were. And this is Trevor Andrews. He was professional Burton snowboarder.
What is? Whoo!
So basically, this is his own logo or whatever. So you got the Digi camo, the 59 at 50. Got Digi camo. Obviously, no patch because they didn't rock the patch. It's got his logo.
That is sick, man. It like blends in with the Digi camo too.
Yeah, obviously the New Era, and then satin lined.
Ooh,
his signature, inspired by, and then this one's number 64 of 288. And how he signed it, I don't know.
See,
So he's signatured it, and then he's drew that logo over the top.
Oh yeah, dude. These cards, I mean, even if it wasn't signed, just knowing that you have like this number out of these only that were made, it's like a special feeling, you know?
Yeah, a lot. And that's what I said to Leon last week. There's one thing that I'd like New Era to bring back. It's stuff like this, like numbered stuff, special, like more exclusive. Because like these, you can only get these in the flagship stores. Like, look, so the guy I bought this off, he somehow knew someone at New Era, and that's the press release. Right? And it tells you in here. But the crazy thing about it is, obviously, it says the Trevor Andrew design will be exclusively available at Classic Kicks and Genesis, New York, Huff in San Francisco, Undefeated Los Angeles, and in Canada and Tokyo, Japan. New Era will sell the Trevor and it will be released on the 16th of January 2005, right? But then further down, or is it on the back? I've got one, and it tells you about the Terror Squad, Fat Joe, when that released. And it says, where is it? Here it goes. Thursday, 27th of January 2005, Capture the Flag limited series, Celebrity Design 5950 will launch 2 guest designers, rapper Fat Joe and snowboarder Mark Frank Montoya. So it's just crazy how I've got that hat, and then the guy sent me this. And Trevor Andrews was basically a Canadian Olympic snowboarder. So there's a bit of history. We even know the date it got released.
Dude, that is a flex. You have the release schedule and everything. That is insane work. That makes that collection piece more special too. It's like I have like the proof of when they were going to release this. I have the blueprint essentially.
Yeah. But yeah, like you're saying, that's the one thing that I miss. I think is just I know like people will do the odd special box and things like that, but I think just makes it a bit more special kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean
some people are into that, some people are not. But me as a collector, like it's good. Like it looks nice to display, and it looks that little bit more special sort of thing.
Yeah, that's one thing that the vinyl community had. So at least in the hip hop side, so like a lot of the underground artists I listen to, like you got your Rome Streetses, you got your West Side Guns, your Boldy Jameses, Benny the Butchers, Conway the Machines, and others. Because whenever they would do like special vinyl releases, it's the same thing. Like a sticker that says like number 24 out of 250 of this pressing, and that just caused the vinyl market to explode. And if you had a certain type of pressing with that certain number sticker, it became just very, very valuable. Like the most valuable piece that I had was it was a West Side Gun vinyl. I had Supreme Blientel, but the cover that had Chris Benoit, that vinyl pressing, it was like a clear with black splatter. I forgot what number it was, but a guy who I knew sold it to me for $150, which in terms of that, if you go to this site called Discogs, which is basically the StockX of records, this was going for an average of $400 per like pressing. So this was a steal. I mean, I sold it, right? Because I told you I don't really spin my records anymore. So I ended up selling for $185, but it just those stickers from it was I think they were called Dope. They're based out of the United Kingdom. So anytime you bought from them, you had to pay like 80 something pounds to the US. So it was really expensive. But yeah, no, like those days were crazy. Like websites would crash because everyone just wanted these pressings. Like they wanted West Side Gun stuff. They wanted like Mob Commies, Pray for Haiti, which they were willing to pay 200 pounds for like 3 separate pressings, like multiple color, picture disc, simple black pressing. Yeah, I know Pure tried bringing that back with like the Topper Store selects for a little bit, and then they kind of just went away. But yeah, if we could do something like that, like special boxes and then the numbered cards, it would be really special.
Yeah, I've got a couple of the selects. And that was like you say, that's a good thing, just a numbered thing, cool little box. It's just that little extra touch sort of thing. That's all it is. But I think again, it all comes down to cost. I think you got to buy special boxes, have them all printed and stuff like that. But like, I just love different creativities. Like, did you ever see Shy Town's Cowabunga White Sox, and it come in the box that looked like an action figure? that was awesome. Like that, I had to get that because it's just a cool idea of packaging, and I've seen a lot of places use that type of packaging now. So it must be something that you can get, and then you have printed your whatever you want on the back of it, sort of thing. So I think it's a good idea.
Oh, for sure.
Well, we've just flashed it back, Weston. Some good stuff in this episode. Yep. Oh, hang on. Whoa. We're 50 minutes in, Weston. We've had no dance break, Weston.
Oh, come on. We got to get some dancing in. You know what I'm saying? Got to shimmy it a little bit. Got to get some, wrap it around town. Let's do some sprinklers, do the waves like you did with Cabrera. Yeah, robotics.
Robot.
Oh, yeah. No, thank you for reminding me of the dances, because I saw that episode. Like, I literally was driving home. Like, I couldn't look at the phone. I'm like, we're going to start dancing. I was like, what? I look down. I see you guys, doing the wave. I'm like, oh, baby, yeah.
Listen, I knew nothing of that. I literally knew nothing that was going to happen at all. Just Cabrera was like, oh, hang on, you've not done no dancing yet. So I think that's now a thing, I guess, until we become a meme. That's all it's going to be. I'm sure we will become a meme somewhere. But hey, listen.
Oh, I guess one thing that I never mentioned about my journey, right? So if there's one person that I really, really, really want to shout out, and you may or may not know him, it'd be Mr. Dome Pieces. The reason why I say that,
Taylor's awesome.
Yes, Taylor. So reason why I bring this up, so he was the first person that I ever openly communicate with in this community. I don't remember the story of how exactly we came across each other. I think I started following him. He started sending me his his posts when he used to compete in the Hat God tournaments, and then I was asking questions about how to design, not necessarily trying to ask for the answer, but teach me how to fish. If I want to start, what should I do? And he would always encourage me to just keep on continuing. You might not get it right away, but just keep doing what you got to do, X, Y, and Z. And then he put me in a group chat, which introduced me to guys like Dome Piece Caps. That's how I met Doug in the first place. That's how I met Tony in the first place. Other people like Insane for Brims. But really, all these friendships wouldn't have happened. My motivation of discovering how to make mock-ups and my motivation to continue wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Taylor. And I'll say that straight up. I mean, I thank him every single day. I mean, when I had my first, the Wild come in, I had these come in. I messaged him personally. I was like, thank you. He's like, don't thank me. You're the one that put in the work. And I was like, yeah, but you're the one that basically kind of mentored me per se. You told me to not give up. I always think of that every time I make a mock-up is you basically are the first friend that I've met in this community, and you helped me go a long ways. I mean, you didn't do any work for me, but you did some motivation in that way. So yeah, I feel like my journey my story of my journey is not complete if I don't mention our good friend Taylor, And on top of that, I'm so happy for him right now and what he's doing at the Clink Room. That man's just living the dream up at Napa Street for show.
Oh yeah, he lives and breathes the Clink Room, don't he? And to be fair, to second what you said, weirdly enough, this is coincidental. He was the person when I started doing the mock, wanted to get into designing. He sent me the mock-up templates. He sent me the color chart. He sent me the other things, So as much as he was for you, he was for me to get to send me the stuff and that. So he's a great guy. He's a great guy. And shout out. Well, I don't know about Mr. Dome Piece. I think it's Mr. Clink Room now. I think you need to get that changed up. You know what I mean? All I see is him. Right, let's pack this box of this order. Boom, boom, and he's getting that marketing out there. So big up, Mr. Dome Piece.
Yes, sir.
Right, Weston. There's one more thing before we go. Now I don't know if you remember this, but the last time we were on camera together and spoke, I set you a challenge of improving your English accent.
God dang it. I'm probably going to blunder this. But
Go on,
You
then.
know,
Give me just give me something, Weston. Let's see.
as I was saying, God shout out Mr. Down Pieces for everything that he's done for me and everything he's done for the Clink Room community. I mean, he's packing all the boxes. You know, this is Alex and he's living in Florida. So let's put this one by Flanagan Studios, this one by myself, this one by Soundwave Threads. We got to put in all the boxes and we're going to be shipping them out to everyone in the Clink community. Got to sprinkle the pins, got to package it up. You know what I mean?
I'm speechless. I think there was a bit of English in there. I'll be honest.
Okay.
I think you might have gone to South Africa for a bit. Bypassed Australia, bit of New Zealand. And I think you might have come back to England at some point. Very cultured. You sounded like a cultured, well-travelled businessman.
I blame Pip Underbrim for this. I blame him.
Yeah. But so I think it's definitely needs some improvement, to be honest, Weston. But I listen.
All right.
I like the effort. It was a good. But now what I need you to do when this episode comes out on Tuesday, just listen to it back and just see if you can understand what you said.
We'll see. I mean, hopefully YouTube closed captions can translate this because I'm probably listening like, what in the hell did I just say, man?
Clip that. There we go. That'll help my AI thing. Yes, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it's been a pleasure, Weston. Thank you very much for bringing the energy, bringing the stories, bringing the history of the journey.
Absolutely.
And keep doing your thing on the views, man.
Oh,
you know
absolutely.
Bring the energy.
I'm gonna be the same guy. I'm gonna be the same guy. I'm never gonna change. I've been the same guy since day one. My wife knows more than anybody. She's dealt with my crazy ass for 10 years, and she's still here.
Hey, listen. Strong woman, that is, Weston. Strong woman.
Oh, very, very strong woman. Absolutely.
Perfect. Right. Anything you want to say before we go, Weston?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm very blessed that you brought me on here. I mean, thank you so much for, just sitting back, chilling, talking about our journeys, hats, all the things in regards to hats, sports teams. We showing off old history, of Giants and Vikings and all that. I had a great time, man. This was awesome.
Perfect. And I appreciate you coming on, sparing the time. I'll put all your socials in the description. So please go and follow Weston. You got a YouTube? Or you just Instagram?
I tried YouTube. I fell off of it. Just Instagram.
Yeah. So Instagram, obviously you can catch him on views twice a week. Sometimes maybe more. Who knows? I'll link my stuff down below. That's been Weston Caps. I've been Capmaster Flash. And we've just took you back. And we'll see you next week. For now, see ya.